Hey, it's Cobra at MaddenGuides.com, and for this video breakdown, I want to take a look at how to defend one of the more popular RPOs that you're going to find in Madden 26. The RPO play that I want to show how to defend is going to be out to 𝗏𝗱𝗃𝗃 tight end. It's called RPO Alert Bubble. Now, as you guys already know, this is pretty popular. If you hadn't ran into it yet online, I'm surprised because a lot of players like to run this. Now, what I want to do is show you a few different defenses. One's going to be a man defense, and then one's going to be a zone defense. And then I'm going to show you some things you can do to defend this particular play. All right, to start things off, I want to show you guys this play right here, which is probably one of the more popular defensive plays in the game, which is going to be the nickel double mug mid blitz zero. Now, everybody runs this play. They use the Texas four-man stunt to get pressure on the quarterback. So I figured I would start off with a good play versus a really good offensive play. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and just show it to you. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, Cobra. If you're playing against a really good opponent, they're probably going to audible out of this particular play into something else to beat this type of defense, which they probably will. But if you're playing against just a sub player or just an average player, they're probably not going to know that. So you can pretty much take care of them and annihilate this play with this particular defense, or for that matter, any type of man coverage defense is going to do pretty good as far as defending this. So with that said, let's go and take a look at this and just take a look at what we got here on the field here. So let's start off things with the receiver that's running the bubble screen, which is 𝗬𝗃𝗯𝗀𝗃. And then right here, the player that's going to be defending him, it's from the Patriots, Gonzalez. He is one of those X-Factor type, superstar type players who should be able to defend us pretty good. Regardless of that, if he had just a normal guy over there, he would do a good job at it. Now, one of the things I'm going to suggest here, if you are running this play and you got it to make sure you defend, you want to make sure that running back's covered as well. I'm going to slide my the guy I'm going to use her, which is going to be the free safety over, as you saw on your screen. So what I want you guys to watch here is just kind of see what's going to happen with this particular play. And I'm just going to snap it and throw it outside out there real quick. And then that defender's in position to defend it. Now, I see he ends up breaking the tackle, but as long as he can make that tackle on him, then that play is going to be, basically destroyed. Let's go ahead and run it one more time here. Now, something else that might happen with this is you may end up getting a pick on it too as well, depending on how fast that guy gets in there. And right there, he just swatted it down. So you can see right there, this play does a pretty good job at defending it just by simply running it when I'm showing here. So let's do it one more time here. We'll move him over. And the same thing again, same thing. But the guy's going to be in position most of the time to defend that. There he makes the tackle. So whether you're either going to get a pick, you're going to get a swat down, or you're just going to make a quick tackle. That's what's going to happen in most cases with that particular defense. So that's, a nice little defense you can run that's going to do a good job at defending this play called the 𝗏𝗱𝗃𝗃𝗃 tight end RPO alert bubble. Next, we want to take a look at a zone defense. The zone defense that I'm going to use is called nickel double mug Tampa 2. Now, this one's pretty popular. A lot of us like to run this, especially with the Texas four-man stunt, because you can get some pressure on the quarterback and you can get some decent coverage out of it. Now, with that said, one thing I did want to point out here, just a couple things, is first off, I do not have the auto flip on here on the defensive side of things. I don't really use the auto flip, so just want to point that out. The other thing is, if your opponent is running this RPO alert bubble, then the stunt isn't going to work. You're going to see it just doesn't work. So, but with that said, if they were to run some type of passing play, you still want to have it on. That's why I went ahead and selected it. I just want to point that out to you. If you're going through this and you're noticing, well, Cobra, why do you have the Texas four-man stunt on? Well, that's because I'm going to run it anyways, even if they are running this darn play. So I just want to show that to you. So what I want to do here now is, I'm going to run this play without making any adjustments at all. And this play is going to be pretty much wipe out the Tampa 2. You're still going to pick up some positive yardage there. They picked up, about 7 yards there. Sometimes it can go in a little bit more as far as with this. Again, this is not making any adjustments at all. And right there, you can see this time I pick up almost, 9-10 yards right there. So this play looks pretty good against this particular coverage I'm showing here. However, what you can do here to make it a little bit more effective, actually a lot more effective, and that's what I want to show here. So what I want you guys to notice here as we look at this guy right here, which is going to be Jones. Now, he is playing a hook zone curl. So he's going to be in this area here, dropping back. What you can do with him is you can take control of him and put him into man coverage. All right. Now, what I want to do is run this play at this point, and I want to show you this play will do pretty good as far as making that one adjustment. Will do a pretty good job at defending this. And right there, you can see right there, he gets tackled. Should have got tackled, but came in and finally got him. But the guy's in position to defend that. Let's go and do it one more time. Same thing here. As you were to look at this, let me switch off back to the defensive side of things. But At any rate, there he is right there. We're going to put him in the man coverage on Coleman right there. So he's in man coverage as you look at it. And the same thing as we run this. So let's go ahead and run it. And there, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to do the offensive thing and the defense at the same time. But let's do it one more time here. So let's try it one more time. Sorry about that. Right here. So anyways, we're going to put him in the man coverage on this guy right here. I'm just going to switch off to this guy right here. And then this will work the same thing as I just showed earlier. So right there, he's in position, actually ends up picking it off. So that's the thing right there that you got to do with that. All right, so you can see that's pretty effective. Now, with that said, you guys probably noticed something when I did this, it's going to take away that defender now from dropping back into a curl zone. So what you can do here is you can switch off to this guy. Now, again, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot right here as far as what I want to do, but I'm trying to do two controllers here. But what you can do is you can take control of this guy if you want. You can put him into a vertical hook. All right. Now, that does cancel the stunt as far as him on that side, but you're still going to get the stunt coming from this guy right here. You're still going to get the stunt over here on the right-hand side as you look at your screen right there. So there you go. You got basically the same defense, but now you only got a three-man pass rush. All right. So that's something you can do right there if you so choose to, and still get that stunt, and you can defend it still the same way. All right. So that's nice right there. All right, so I want to show you something else, a little bit more advanced type thing you can do that's even does a little bit nicer because it's going to look like man coverage even though it's zone. All right, this time I'm going to run that Tampa 2, but I want to make one adjustment, and that is to use the coverage shell, and I can't see it on the screen right there. Now you can. The cover 0 is what I want to switch this to, is cover 0 right there. So I know you guys are thinking, why would you want to go cover 0? You're going to see, because this is actually going to make it look kind of like a man type defense, and that's what I want to show here. So let's go and run it against that same play we've been running against, this RPO alert bubble. Now I am going to go ahead and also use the as you look at your screen here, I'm also going to go ahead and use the Texas man 4-man stunt as well. All right, so I want to just point that out to you. So there you go. There's what it looks like on your screen as you look at it. Now, with that said, I know you guys are seeing this doesn't look very promising, especially with this specific defender over here. As you look at it, he's going to be lined up way over here, and he's supposed to be playing that cloud flat. Now, keep in mind, guys, I also have my auto defensive turned off. That's what I normally do, as I've already pointed that out. But that's fine, because when you look at this defense, it actually looks like a man coverage type defense, if you think about it. So that's what's nice about this one. And then what you can do here is, if you want, now again, this is up to you guys. I'm just showing you some things you can do here. You could put this guy in the man coverage right there, and there you go. You got him in the man coverage. You still got your Texas 4-man stunt. So if they were to run, say, run another pass play, you got good coverage. You still got the pass route or pass rush that you want, and you also got this play locked up as far as this bubble right here. So we're going to throw it over here to the bubble. And I didn't actually get it off there fast enough, but you can see right there. I'm going to run the same thing again. Let's go back over here. I'm trying to do two controllers. That's the one thing I hate about trying to lab when I do this sometimes. But anyway, there it is right there. And then we'll try to run it this time again and try to throw that ball over there to the side there for you guys. So you can see right there, he's in position to make that tackle. All right, so that's what's nice about this. Now, one of the things I know you guys are thinking, what if they were to flip the play? All right, so if they were to flip the play, that can be a little bit of an issue here, but I want to show it to you anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in man coverage like we did earlier. And then something else I did want to point out before I actually do the flipping of the play. One other thing you can do here is, if you remember right, we don't have anybody now playing the cloud flat over there. You can do a couple different things here. You can user this guy when the one I'm in control of here, which is going to be this end right here. You can user control him, have him drop out in the flat if you wanted to. You could simply hot route him into a flat as well. We're going to do it right here. Hopefully he'll do it. Now, again, sometimes this thing glitches, but anyways, you can see now he's into a hard flat. Let's go ahead and run it with that. Another thing you could also do, I didn't show earlier, you could put him in press coverage as well if you want to in his zone defense, and then that guy's is going to get him a lot closer, and you might be able to pick that off with that, such as what I just showed you guys there. So that's something else you might consider doing. So those are some things you can do to defend this. Now, what if your opponent was to flip the play? So you go through all this stuff. Let's go ahead and make all these adjustments I just did earlier. So what if you put this guy into man coverage there, you take control of this guy right here, you put him into a hard flat, and say you switch off to maybe this linebacker because you're trying to glitch the offensive line out a little bit by moving him over this direction here to get that pass rusher on the left to get inside. So that's something else you can do too. But at any rate, there's it is right there, right here. So what if they were to flip the play? Well, you're still going to get it looking like man coverage. See how they all go over? Now it looks like man coverage right there, which is nice. But the problem is, now you got this guy on the outside who's going to be covering man coverage on that guy right there. as far as that guy who's running that bubble screen. That's not going to work. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get blocked. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to think about how you want to run this. Now, there's a couple things you can do here to do this. One of the things you can do to try to make this play a little bit more effective is you could just flip it. Even though that actually doesn't flip it, you could just hit the flip button and it still gives you that same look. The thing is, you're going to want to switch off quickly to this guy right here and put him into man coverage. And then you're going to get the same thing right there. I'm not going to do the other guy as far as on the other side, hot routing him, but you can do that. And then you're still going to get to that point there and be able to defend that. Now, of course, I just picked up a lot of yards on the run, but at least you got that guy in position. Let's do the same thing again here where they flip the play. So I'm not going to do all the hot routing on the other side, just pointless. But what you're going to do here is you're just going to simply just basically flip it and you still get the same look right there. And then you're just going to go over here and take control of this guy right here and put him into man coverage. Hopefully he's in man coverage right there. Again, it's just a glitch. I don't understand. He's winning the man coverage. I just saw him. But at any rate, that's what one thing I don't like about this lab and stuff. I hope they get that fixed. But at any rate, you can see right here, he stops that guy. So that's some things you can do to run this. Now, one last thing I want to show here. If they flip it again, and say this guy was in man coverage, you go ahead and flip the defense. And then right there, now you can user control this guy too if you wanted to, and just knowing that you're going to have him in man coverage, so if they run the screen, you take that away. That's another option too. If you don't think you got enough time, you just take control of him and user him and take that away as well. All right, hopefully guys, this is some different things you can do with this particular defense that I'm showing here. As far as this one here, this cover Tampa 2 defense I just showed out in nickel. Let's take a look at it one more time here. So this Tampa 2 is another thing you can do here as far as what I'm showing here and take this stuff away. So at any rate, this is a defense that I want to show as far as defending this gun trips, tight end, RPO bubble with this particular defense, the Tampa 2, or you could also run the nickel double mug mid blitz 0, which is a man defense, and take it away as well, or any man defense for that matter, and you should have a lot of success. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps you guys out as far as defending this gun trips, tight end, RPO alert bubble. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more Madden guides, strategy, and tips content. See you in the next video.